powerful, active brains that have helped them create a lot of success in their life in one way or another. And that same capacity for their brain to be functional and to work well within systems and to master certain capacities and skills tends to create some overthinking. Somewhat, some would call anxiety, some would call overthinking, some would say ruminating thoughts, some would say negative thoughts. But at the end of the day, most of our thinking, which I'm well versed in overthinking, I've done plenty of it in my life, is really about constantly rehearsing all of the things that we could lose, we could miss, all the ways that the world's not safe, and we have to learn to let go. At least that's what we're told. I mean, if you scroll my Facebook feed right now, I don't know about yours, my Facebook feed, I'm probably going to see, if I spend 10 minutes, I'm going to see a dozen people posting memes or messages about you just need to let go of negative thinking and let go of negative people and let go of negative scenarios and let go of negative habits. And I don't see a lot of people telling those people how, right? So this message of let go, I'm calling bullshit because so often people say that very flippantly, but don't truly give others tools, skills, lessons, opportunities, things to learn how to let go. And then there creates this negative experience where then I work with all kinds of people that say, well, Joe, I'm supposed to just be able to let it go, right? Or I have friends who are like, I don't know why I just can't let this go. No one's taught you how to just let it go. And in fact, I think just let it go can go in the same bucket of self-help bullshit that like manifesting and The Secret can. Yes, we can learn to let things go. We can learn to let thoughts just pass and to let negative thoughts and theories just pass. But that's a very passive way of learning to work with our own mind and emotions and our own thinking. I prefer a more creative strategy. I prefer a more creative way where I'm taking ownership and responsibility for my thinking. Now, I've changed a lot of the way that I show up. My tendencies is for negativity. My tendency is for overthinking. My tendency is for stress. My tendency is to believe the world is not safe. But instead, I've learned to change the way my mind works. I've in many ways rewired my thoughts, rewired my nervous system. And it's not because I just decided to let it go one day. So a core tenet that I want to teach, a principle, is that a creator doesn't just let go. A creator puts something more powerful in its place. So when I think about this, I think specifically about thoughts and about language, right? So I am constantly aware of what goes into my mind, and so that I can be constantly aware of what comes out of my mind, comes out of my thoughts. So, for example, if you have a negative thought pattern, let's say anytime you stutter, you think to yourself, oh, I'm so stupid. Well, you have to come up with language that replaces the I'm so stupid narrative. What can you put in place of it? Well, you could say something simple like, I accept my stuttering. So practicing acceptance is a lot easier than practicing letting go. Right? If you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, you can actually put more positive thoughts in your mind by having lists and visual cues and affirmations that you practice. When I was learning to change my heart, my mind, my emotions, my way of processing the world, I had flashcards. I had 50 flashcards with all kinds of affirmations and positive sayings from many, many books and programs I was in at the time. I'd run them all day long. I still to this moment have in my pocket a little note card that has my values on one side, and on the other side it has universal acceptance. Literally, it says, everything is okay. It's neither good nor bad, it just is. I'm okay, I can never not be okay. All is well, I can handle anything. We have to and I used to practice to pull this out of my pocket all the time and use it when I was stressing out. I still to this day use affirmations. I notice myself being a little impatient with people I love or I lead, so now I do a practice of affirmations right after my daily meditation. I notice myself being negative and focusing on the things that I don't have in my life. Every single day for years, I've practiced gratitude as an active practice, not just like, hey, I try and be grateful. I have either a verbal or written gratitude practice. My mind can race and go everywhere, and I can be very restless in my spirit, in my soul, in my mind, in my body. So I practice meditation daily. I practice, like last night, forcing myself into a bath when there was a million other things I wanted to do, because I have to challenge myself to relax. I can't just say relax. I have to put something relaxing in my calendar, in my schedule. This comes up because I'm working with a client and he seems to be very, very addicted to negative thinking. And he seems to be very focused on moments that bring stress to his life, bring fear and tension or anger. And so we're working on actively filling his life with conscious thoughts of joy and acceptance and appreciation and gratitude. And in fact, I even asked him, I said, look, this week I need you to 3 times put in your calendar, play date, where you go do something fun, you do something lighthearted, you do something playful. Right? So my point is, a creator doesn't just think he can let go or she can let go. A creator creates something else to latch on to. If you want to stop staying up late at night and binging on Netflix while drinking, well then put yourself into some sort of hobby where you're going to be out at night, where there isn't alcohol around and there's not Netflix. Create an evening routine. If you're tired of filling your life with fast food or with fast casual and unhealthy food, then I don't want you to make a list of things you need to stop eating. I want you to make a list of the healthy foods that you're going to start practicing eating, that you're going to fill your fridge with, fill your body with. If you're trying to change your negative thoughts, it's not enough to just say, hey, well, stop watching the news and stop hanging out with negative people. Well, you say, I want you to take on very specific practices to go create some new friendships. I want you to call up your friends that are more positive and ask for time with them. Ask for phone calls, message them more often. Tell people what you're grateful for. If you find that you have negative thinking and there's a specific thought that seems to ruminate, well, I want you to be armed with the more positive framing, the more positive language that then you can give yourself, that you can put in place. I want you to have a list of affirmations about yourself, about the world. If you're constantly thinking the world is unsafe, I want you to create a list of reasons why the world's safe and positive and actually keep it on you or practice it or set a timer to read it out loud to yourself. A consumer thinks they can just let go and they can just think about what they want and manifest it. A creator puts new things in its place of the thing you want to let go. A creator fills empty space with what they want rather than just hoping they're going to get rid of what they don't want. You want to get rid of a negative habit that's bothering you? Replace it with a positive habit. You know how I quit smoking? I started chewing a lot of fucking gum for 6 months. You know, it's not that hard. I quit the news by actually learning that, hey, I can listen to Pandora. I can put comedians on Pandora, have comedy stations, and when I get that urge to see what's going on in the world that's kind of fucked up and weird through the news, I'm going to practice listening to comedy instead. For a while, I was addicted to caffeine. Well, guess what? I didn't just totally say, well, I'm not going to have any sort of hot caffeinated beverage. I'm going to switch to green tea for a while instead of coffee nonstop all day long. It's time to take a proactive approach to creating what you want in your life. And let go, that's not a proactive approach. So rather than focusing on what you're going to let go, I want you to focus on what you're going to pick up, what you're going to create, what you're going to start. If you're going to create a void, be ready to fill it. Be ready to fill it. Now, that's not, of course, universal wisdom. There's times where we need a void. There's times where we need emptiness. There's times where we need space. But when we're talking about negative thinking or negative behaviors, that's not where we need space. That's what I got for you today. I hope this is helpful. If it is, drop a comment, an emoji, react, share. Peace. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow.